Hi, my name is Natalie, and today I'm going to be talking about the significance of Dear Mr. Fantasy in Avengers Endgame. Now, this will be a fairly simple explanation, but I have to give the disclaimer of there will be spoilers for Endgame in this video. So if you have not seen Avengers Endgame, I suggest you go watch that before you watch this video. Now that the spoiler warning's out of the way, I can officially start talking about the topic of this video, which is why the heck is that song, Dear Mr. Fantasy, at the beginning of Avengers Endgame? Now, if you don't remember the beginning of Avengers Endgame and you're like, Natalie, what the heck are you talking about? There is a song that plays at the very beginning of Avengers Endgame when Tony Stark is giving his presentation, which you later find out is his presentation to his child and also to his wife, Pepper, in an explanation of his death and how he died. Well, more so an explanation of that he felt that if he dies, he wants there to be a recording of his last words to his wife and child. Now, this is a very sad thing, as Tony Stark does die in Avengers Endgame. But the song, Dear Mr. Fantasy, is extremely significant based on what happens in this movie. In the song Dear Mr. Fantasy, there is someone singing about wanting Dear Mr. Fantasy, a person, to sing a song for them and play them a tune to make them happy. At the end of the refrain, it says, sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy. Do you get where this is going? At the end of Avengers Endgame, Tony Stark collects all the Infinity Stones from Thanos by stealing them from him and puts them on his own gauntlet in his Iron Man suit and does the snap, which erases half of the people that they are fighting, meaning Thanos, the fake Gamora, and anyone else that's left of his forces. Now, this might not make complete sense as they were probably part of the original snap, and it could have been just kind of convenient that they were the ones that died, but Tony Stark did create a snap, and that snap is extremely significant because it does kill him. And Tony Stark is one of the most influential characters in the MCU, specifically because the very first movie that the MCU released was Iron Man, as part of the Infinity Saga. Iron Man was the first movie in the Infinity Saga, and Endgame is the last of the Infinity Saga. So it's a beginning to end kind of thing with Iron Man. He is one of the most longest running characters in the MCU. And the fact that he dies in Avengers Endgame is probably pretty suiting, even though it is extremely sad and made a lot of viewers very, very sad. Basically, where I'm going with this is that the beginning of the movie was foreshadowing what would happen at the end. The song Dear Mr. Fantasy, though it might seem weird and out of character, is actually supposed to be a foreshadowing as it says snappy, which means that eventually it will result in the snap and Iron Man's death. The fact that it plays while Iron Man is on screen shows that he will be the one to complete the snap at the beginning of the movie and foreshadows the event of him snapping at the end of the movie. I hope this explanation makes sense. Besides this huge foreshadowing piece, the song also says, sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy, but also says to make people happy. And in this movie, there are a lot of sad things that have gone down from the events of Avengers Infinity War, where a lot of people died and a lot of people were snapped away by the blip that happened. A lot of viewers were very sad that their favorite characters went away. Specifically, I know that there was a lot of sadness behind Spider-Man's snap away, and people were really upset that, the youngest member of the Avengers and a really innocent person was snapped A lot of other people were snapped away, such as I think Groot, whose last words to Rocket were daddy or father, and Bucky was another really bad one that went away. And a lot of the Avengers, not the original Avengers, but other Avengers who had joined, such as like Black Panther, were all snapped away. So it was a very sad time. And I know that the beginning of Endgame was that there were a bunch of people sitting around a circle and Captain America was leading support groups because people were just really upset about all the different people dying. And then there were the people that actually died, like Gamora and Natasha, and people were really upset about those things. So I feel like it also is saying, sing a song to make us happy, because there was so much death and desolation in Infinity War that then was cured in Endgame, or at least most of it was cured. There was still a lot of unease because of the characters that actually died, such as the ones I named, and there's also Vision, which spawns WandaVision. And so I think it was a way of telling the viewers that they understood the pain that they were putting you through, and they were going to foreshadow more pain with Iron Man's death and eventually Captain America's death, as he was an old man. But I was trying to tell you it's going to be okay. And so I feel like that song was very appropriate for the movie, despite its weird lyrics sometimes, and its not particularly seeming relevance. I feel like this gives it enough relevance to have made it really special for this movie. And so I just really wanted to say this so that way you don't think that that song was randomly placed in the movie, because it truly wasn't. It was put there for us as viewers to tell us what was going to happen and prepare us, but also to comfort our pain. So I hope you have enjoyed this short Marvel video. I know I've been making a lot of Marvel videos in the past few days, but they are kind of easy to make right now because they don't take a lot of time and because I think I can pack a lot of a punch in just a small video. But if you'd like me to make a video about something else, please let me know and I will take your considerations into account 100%. Please let me know anything about the MCU you like below. I would love to hear all of your comments, and I would also love to hear anything else you want to tell me about any kind of books, so long as you do not spam. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!